Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Buffalo Picker, and welcome to my show. Tonight, I have two special guests, which is the Landshark Picker and Reverend Resell. And also, I have my regular that got my back, my network partner, which is the Glass City Pickers.
What's up, y'all?
For myself, I am a part-time reseller. I've been reselling on eBay and Amazon for 2 years and a half. I am also a full-time federal employee, and I am retired military. So right now, what I'm going to do is turn it over to the panel and let you all introduce yourself.
We are the Glass City Pickers. We are the Glass City Pickers. I'm Chris.
I'm Tanya.
Go ahead.
I'm a full-time nurse. I work at the VA and do reselling on the side.
I'm the full-time real estate business at home. So I hold the fort down while she's doing her full-time work at the VA, helping the federal government, the veterans of America. And I sit at home and have fun on the computer and searching for everything and do things like that. So here we are.
Nice. Hey, I'm Craig, the Landshark Picker. Been on the YouTubes for about 1.5 years from a content creator perspective. I've been around the resale community for probably close to 5 years on YouTube. Only thing I regret is not starting my content sooner than I did. But I'm a full-time reseller. My historical background in the workforce was computer related. I'm a computer programmer by trade. Lost my job about 2 years ago and kind of fell into this. I was already selling on eBay, Amazon, and just fell right into it. But live in the great state of Alabama.
All right.
So.
Well, I guess I can follow that. I'm in the great state of Georgia, so go Dogs. I had to throw that one in there. I thought maybe a roll tide would roll in from my left. But, yeah, I'm David, Reverend Resell here on YouTube. Still in my rookie year on YouTube. I've really enjoyed it. Probably been reselling for probably 5 years. I started rebuilding carburetors, and from that I was selling them on eBay. And then I caught a few videos of people that were selling just regular stuff. And from that point on, it was a whole lot easier to go to the store and the honey hole yard sales and find stuff and sell than it was to rebuild a carburetor. So I started doing that and saw a few doing the YouTube content. And I thought, well, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And it's been a fun adventure. I'm a full-time pastor and a fun-time reseller. So I pastor a church, and reselling on the side just gives me an opportunity to bless others and bless the family. So that's why I do it. And it's been an enjoyable journey thus far.
That's good.
All righty. All right.
God bless.
So let me take this opportunity to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you all for coming out to join us tonight. What I'm going to do, basically, the same format I use with my other shows, is I'm going to highlight your question or your comment into the screen so everybody can see it. And if one of the people want to expound on your question or comment, we can. I have talking points for the show, and this, we basically try to keep those talking points to keep the flow going, but we're not regimented here. If you have something that you want to know, a question you want to ask, go ahead and ask it at any time. Also, too, what we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple of the talking points. If you have anything that you want to add to those talking points, just put it in the chat. And again, like I said, I will highlight it and keep the flow of the show going. So tonight, basically, what we're going to discuss is the demeanor of a reseller important in the resale game. Does the current situation that's going on in the world is an advantage to the reseller? And as a reseller, are you going to go reselling this weekend? Or are you going to choose to stay at home? And like I said, we're going to also do question and answer throughout the show. And last but not least, like we do on all our shows, we're going to do a show and tell. So, any of the resellers here, if you have anything you want to show and tell, basically, at the end, just pull it out, tell us, try to country it a little bit, tell us a little backstory on it, and then we'll move on. So the first talking point that we're going to go over is the, do you think the demeanor of a reseller is important in the resale game, and why? Anybody can take that question, then I'll expound later.
I think it is. And I don't know exactly what you're looking for with demeanor, but if I'm
just the way you carry yourself,
right. But if I'm at a yard sale, if I'm outsourcing somewhere, the way I approach the person that's selling something has a lot to do with what kind of deal I'm gonna get. You know, if I walk up, acting stingy, I pull $1 out of my pocket, they're gonna think, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna want to buy this for nothing. Just like I'm a firm believer in, you got to respect people, and that's not even just the reselling business. It's related to life, and there's a lot of lessons you can learn in reselling that apply to just life in general. But I think it's important for relationship purposes, even between a buyer and a seller, between other content creators, between people that partners is the wrong word, business partners, you know? So I think it's very important.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I would agree 100%. I think you can get a whole lot more with sugar than you can with vinegar. I think that's a wise thing in business, in ministry, in life. We all remember that golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. So I think when you give, you'll be able to get, and it won't be a disadvantage for anybody. So I think that works its way in the reselling game. I think for y'all, if y'all are anything like me, one of the things I dislike is returns and difficulty with buyers. But then if we flip it around, there have been times that we've returned things. And so I sometimes have to think of the perspective of what I would do in their shoes. And I don't always go to the negative stance that they're just trying to take me. I treat people the way I want to be treated. That's my motto.
I think a great point about that is a lot of times I try and think like a buyer when I'm a seller, when I'm listing things. How would I look for this item? Mm-hmm. I think it's great to put the shoe on the other foot and think from the other side.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
I agree. I would say you get what you give, basically.
Well, you mentioned the golden rule a minute ago. I thought it was do unto others before they do unto you. I'm kidding.
So I agree. I agree with everything you all said on the panel. I mean, you definitely have to treat people the way you want to be treated. When you go into that negotiation phase with the seller, you have to understand that, they trying to sell an item and you trying to buy it. So you have to respect that. I have been in several negotiations where I just felt like the seller was trying to sell it too high and there wasn't no profit margins for myself. But at the same time, I was respectful. I didn't try to sit there and downgrade their product. I didn't try to, demoralize them in any way, and I have had some good results from that, because I would have people that will come back and reach out to me later on and say, hey, I remember you left your card and I never did move that item. So, if you're really willing to give me the same price that you had mentioned, come on by and pick it up. So that's definitely, have worked out for me is, just like, Rev said, the golden rule: treat people like you want to be treated. And that's what I do. This is a business. So you can't take stuff personal. It's business. And that's the way you look at it. You take it, every transaction personal, you're going to end up losing, because, this business, you got to treat it as such, as a business. And when you go in and, try to negotiate your price with a reseller or a seller, you just, you got to go in with the attitude that, hey, it's a possibility I may not get this, but I'm still going to let that person know that, hey, I appreciate him or her giving me the opportunity to be here to try to get it, And like I said, it has worked out for me, because, when I leave and I leave my business card, hey, we wasn't able to make a deal this time, but here's my business card. If you have anything else to sell, give me a call. And that has worked out for me.
It's respect.
Oh, definitely.
Respect. If you respect what you do and you respect yourself, you're going to respect the next person.
Right.
And as long as you carry that respect for the next man, next woman, everything going to work itself out, even if you don't make the deal or you do make the deal. Because I always say fair exchange ain't never been no robbery. So if I come with the approach that I'm trying to buy this product, and you tell me that, okay, we can make a deal on this, here your money, I'm gonna go about my business. Thank you. And if you got anything else, I'm gonna try to get that networking in on you. So you just got to be varied with a lot of people, because you know a lot of people can take this business as us sellers, we trying to get over on them. You know, a lot of people take us like that. But if they really understand the business, it's not we trying to get over on you. We trying to make a little something, and hope you trying to make a little something. If we can come in the medium, everybody be happy. So
yeah, nobody goes into business to lose money.
Right,
So you know, you got to understand that, and that you know, I think, you know, with kindness, when you give people kindness, it's gonna come back to you. You know, it has opened up a lot of doors for me. I only been in this business for 2.5 years, and you know, I can say, you know, treating people the way I would want to be treated, and like you said, Glass City, with respect, it has opened a lot of doors for me. And you know, I try to carry myself, you know, even though, you know, I haven't been in the military since 2005. Now, I retired from the military in 2005, but that military bearing has never left me. You know, when I carry myself, you know, outside of my house, you know, I try to carry myself as if I'm representing the United States military, you know, and if I carry myself that way, you know, only the good gonna glow from me, because the time that I was in and I served, you know, that was like preached to you as a soldiers, that, you know, watch your military bear and carry yourself in such a way that, you know, people will respect you, you know, and that has stayed with me ever since I left the military. You know,
Hey, Buffalo, just to piggyback off what you said, though, I learned that from my mom. You know, She said, when you leave up out of this house, you represent this house. And if you do anything to make this house look funny, you gonna look funny.
Right.
So I always had that in the head. When I dress, leave up out the house, I gotta be hygiene, gotta be together, everything. Because it always been that track mind. Hey, I'm representing my loved ones. So you gotta carry myself with that name. So you know, I look at it with this resale business, like, you know, we fresh, you know, you are a big mentor. So we fresh to this. So as we keep growing in this, I keep looking in this YouTube community, and I keep seeing the paying it forward, the sharing, the respect and appreciation for what everyone else can bring to the table. No one's trying to put no one's down. No one's trying to worry about what the next man doing, unless they're trying to benefit the next man, trying to carry the next man, help the next man up. So if you have that mentality that you care and you really want to be successful, you gotta give. And you got to give to receive.
Yeah, I think that's true. My wife made me a cup of coffee right before we started, and she says I owe her one. So I'm going to make her a cup of coffee. Yeah, but one thing we talk about respect and carrying, you know, having to remember what your family, of course, I represent a church. I represent being in the ministry, but don't let the rev fool you. I'm still going to try to get a deal. I mean, I'll pay the right number. I'm not going to, you know, we'll be respectful, but I still want a deal like everybody else.
Right.
But
go ahead, Craig.
But all that comes back to relationships in business, you know, like you said, respecting people. We did I don't remember when it was, it's been a handful of months ago, we did a full 1.5 hour show talking about how important relationships are. And I don't mean personal relationships, I mean business relationships are in this business. You know, whether you're talking about, like some earlier, a sourcing opportunity or what, it's crazy. It's amazing how much of the business gets down to the personal level that you got to kind of follow to be successful, you know?
Right. So before we get into the next talking point, let me give a backstory to the audience, how we end up to where we are now with the with our two special guests, which is the Landshark Picker and Reverend Resell.
Yeah, come on now.
yeah, man. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read over here and talk. So let me slow it down and do one thing. Yeah. So probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we was doing a show, and Landshark Picker showed up on the show. You know, I didn't know who he was, but I thanked him for coming in to watch our show. And at the time, I mean, we probably had about maybe 5 or 6 people coming to our show.
Mhm.
But from that point of me doing the show and Landshark Picker, Craig, basically hit me up after the show and basically told me that he liked what I was doing. He liked, how we ran our show, and that he was looking at putting a show together for the new resellers to meet with the older resellers in the game, which is Landshark Picker, OG, double G, triple OG.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But so, since I had that conversation with Landshark, I have met a lot of people. I mean, he have turned me on to a lot of people in this resale game, and I appreciate him for that. And I definitely wouldn't have went another week without trying to get him on this show, just to let him know that I appreciate, everything that he have done for not only myself, but the Glass City Pickers as well.
Thank you.
And the backstory on Reverend Resale was one day I was going through YouTube, and when I'm working, I'll just turn on a random video, and I seen this video about something about the honey hole, and I was like, hey, this guy said he in Georgia. Hold on now, he too close. Let me see what he talking about. So I went and watched the video, and I was like, you know what, this guy right here. I mean, I know he's a Reverend, and but he's definitely know what he talk about when it comes to the resale game. So I was like, eventually I'm gonna try to reach out to him. If he don't know me, at least I know him. I'm gonna reach out to him and see it, eventually if I could get him on the show. And I asked him if he could be on the show, and he was like, yeah. So ever since I asked him if he could come on to the show, I've been noticing he's been on several shows, and I'm like, do I need to reach out to Reverend Resale booking agent, or can I still reach out to him?
No booking agent needed, I promise.
I'm like, he's on a lot of shows, man. But yeah, I want to, definitely tell you guys right here now that I appreciate you all coming on my show, and you all are welcome to my show anytime that you all have the free time to come. So just want to let y'all know that y'all are.
Picker, I want to let you know, I forgot where that honey hole was, man. I don't have a clue. I went to it one time. I don't even remember where it's at.
Oh, for real?
The honey hole is no secret.
I was like, man, I'm like, you in Georgia? Oh. Yeah, but I just want to let y'all know, man, we appreciate y'all being here, and you always welcome.
Thank y'all.
Okay, so let's move. Let's move on to it. Go ahead.
I got a little bit of an echo. Somebody might have their speakers turned up a little bit loud. Did it stop? It wasn't bad. It was just enough where it was.
I was hearing it a little bit.
Okay, so
just make sure you don't have the YouTube video playing, and just turn your volume.
Yeah, YouTube is not on over here. Anybody got YouTube on?
It's better. It's gone now.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna move on to the.
It's all right.
It's still on?
No, it's gone, man.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's move on to the next talking point. And that,
Way to throw me under the bus there, Landshark.
and that is, does the current situation, do you all think the current situation is an advantage to the reseller? Does it provide an advantage to the reseller right now? What's going on?
Go ahead. If you're about to talk, go ahead.
Oh, no, if you're talking about me, I don't really think that this is an advantage for anybody. I mean, it's there may be a few things that it will help us, that people are at home and probably shopping online, that there may be some assistance there that we'll get a few more sales. But, the negativity, the opportunity we don't have to source as much, or at least I don't, is going to create an issue. Here in Georgia, the cases are getting way on up there. So I'm not going to say I'm fearful, but I'm mindful. I don't want to, I've got people in the family and people in the church that are older, and I don't want to bring it home. I don't want to take it to anybody. So yeah, I'm still making sales. I'm still listing things. It's giving me an opportunity to be at home and do a lot of listing. But there may be some advantage, but I think the negative side of it far outweighs it, at least on my side.
Right.
I'm torn between the two. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage? You know, I think a lot of people are in that panic mode right now. Don't know how long that's going to last. You know, some people, and if y'all are this way, there's no offense intended, but a lot of people are just getting to the point where they don't want to spend their money because they don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but also on the other hand, like you said, Rev, is people are at home. That gives them more time to be on the computer and looking to buy things. I can pull that string both ways, you know, and I don't know which one is. They're kind of advantaging that there's both sides of the story.
Yeah, I think that my personal take is that I guess the question may have been posed wrong, but when I say advantage for me is not for as increasing my sales or, you know, trying to come up off of the situation, but what it does for me is it has slowed me down to the point where now I can get into my death piles and get those things listed, because I mean, before this situation had happened, I probably had 3 death piles full of stuff, and I'm still buying stuff. And now, you know, I have time to actually start listing items to get my eBay store up to par, because, you know, I am a primary Amazon seller, but you know, I definitely have time now to get back into getting my eBay store up to par. So that's the kind of advantage for me, is giving me more time to do some of the things that I've been neglecting.
For us, I guess it's just it hasn't really affected us too much. I think we've learned to change our strategy a little bit. So instead of what we normally would go out and look for, we are now looking for other things.
We're looking for things people need more. You know, that's what we're looking for right now. We're looking for things that people can survive on.
Right.
But I can say, like, what really our eBay sales has slowed up a little bit, but our Amazon sales the stuff we didn't have in Amazon, it's been rolling.
It's been moving.
It's so.
I kind of think, though, honestly, even though this is a bad thing that's going on, a panicky thing for the world right now, it's kind of a good thing for resellers, and in the aspect that now you got to think. You got to either change your strategy or
fold.
You got to focus on other things. You got to learn how to adapt and change.
Just like people
so basically,
about
that's what we're doing. Yeah. We're adapting and changing.
That's a great point.
What's that?
I said that's a great point.
Yeah. I mean,
again, really? we did about 30-45-minute discussion on adapting to change and reselling. Yeah. And that's a great topic. I'm glad you said that. It's and it's not even just with the situations that are going on like this. You know, you got to consider when eBay changes the rules, or you need to fill in these item specifics, you've got to make change. The only thing that's constant in this industry is change.
Exactly.
You know, and this is a big change right here.
And you can't be afraid of change, because if you're going to be afraid of change, you might as well sit back there on that couch right there.
Yeah, you might as well sit and watch, because I just understand that, like, everybody should be worried. I'm not going to say that they should be scared, but people should be worried and thinking, and people are holding their money at this time too. So I understand all that, but I'm going to tell y'all something. We got some eBay sellers out here that got some good stuff that y'all may need. Just sit down. They got free internet for everybody. Go and watch some stream some things, and get on YouTube and watch us, and then get on eBay and start getting y'all some stuff, because y'all gonna need it eventually, because it's gonna pass with y'all. God is good. We keep believing.
The best thing.
Going to preaching now.
Yes, sir, Rab. I give it to him just like you would, but just with another little wingo. You know what I'm saying?
Can he do that with the Steelers shirt on?
Yes, sir.
All day.
And then I didn't want to go. When y'all said them Bulldogs, I didn't want to go say OH. OH. I didn't want to say it to you.
I can't say anything. I worked. My last full-time job was with a company in Pittsburgh. I worked in downtown Pittsburgh.
Right.
So, OSP.
You loved it, right?
Do what?
You loved it, right?
I don't know about loving it, but I actually worked from right here. But I worked for a bank in Pittsburgh, and I went up there about Once or twice a month.
Okay. Well, you get to see the good city, man. We try to get up there every year to go sourcing. Buffalo Picker and us, we try to get up there once a year, go to a game and go sourcing at the same time.
Yep.
I went to Pittsburgh once, and there was a cafe, or it was a big, I don't know, it was like an area downtown, and it had a hamburger that had slaw on it. Man, everything was piled up.
Oh, was that in the square?
The food was good, no doubt.
Yes,
the food is good there.
Yeah, the Kamani brothers, they get food.
That's the Big Ben burger.
Right? You go. No, the Reseller burger sandwich is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had some good food up there. There's a lot of great places to eat downtown. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the conversation.
No, you good. Like I said, we not rigid, man. You take the conversation where you want to take it.
Yeah.
We can talk Steelers all day, but probably half of the audience will leave.
Hey, I got a question for both of you guys.
Uh-oh.
He said, uh-oh.
I got a question for both of you guys. One, for you, Rev. When you started really focusing on doing this business, did you feel like it would a conflict in what you mainly do, your calling? Did you feel like it would take from that? Or what?
No, yeah, that's a great question. I think everybody always asks. Once again, we talked, the very first question was how you carry yourself. Mm-hmm. I think a Christian, a pastor can do the reselling game and not have to ask forgiveness for it. I try to be as honest with what I buy and what I sell. It gives me an opportunity. I'm out traveling all the time, visiting people. Right. So if I stop in, go to a thrift store for 20 minutes or stop at a yard sale, it's not impeding what I already do. The ministry takes priority, and I'm able to be a blessing to others because of the extra funds. The church gives me a great salary, but it's an opportunity that I'm able to bless other people with. So I believe what I do in this business also brings honor and glory to the Lord. So I haven't stepped back and don't feel that I'd be doing anything wrong. Even in the Bible, it says go and, grow and sell and make gain. So everybody's always had to make profit or we never would get a paycheck. So nothing wrong with it.
Got you.
That's cool.
All right. Landshark. Like my dude say, OG, triple OG. Real Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to ask you just this question.
Yeah.
I know you said that you really start focusing on this more per se. You've been doing this. You've been around the community, but you said you lost your job. I understand you raising a young man, and how do you balance your time with family like you do, raising a young man, and hustling like you do?
It's tough. It really is. And it's probably not any more tough for me than it is for anybody else. I don't want anybody to think that, but I've got a family of 5. Me and my wife have been married 27, almost 28 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, it's coming up in May. I've got a 27-year-old daughter. I've got a 22-year-old daughter that lives at home, and my 12-year-old son. That's probably the one you're talking about. I talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
My wife currently works in a hospital, and my son is homeschooled, but he goes to some co-op classes that are right here close to the house. So it's a lot of, even from just a logistics perspective, a lot of taking. We've got one car right now, so it's a challenge. I've got multiple cars, but I got one that needs some work.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of logistical, getting in the car and taking people, and I'm the one that can do it because I'm the one that's not tied down.
Okay. Right.
But that's my job right now. It's like you're talking about, stay home, quote unquote, play on the computer and take care of the house and make sure all those things are done. But it's a challenge. It's raising a boy versus raising 2 older girls is totally different.
Yeah.
I'd rather raise 10 boys than 1 girl.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think you run into a lot of the same issues. It's just a matter of when you run into them. Maybe with girls, there's a lot of things you got to worry about that you don't have to worry about with boys.
This is true. I'm just kidding.
It's really interesting. I grew up with 2 younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 3, and my wife grew up with 2 younger sisters. She's the oldest of 3. So it was very. Our 27-year-old is a girl, and we found out it was going to be a girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no clue. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to wipe when and what to do when, and I was like, you got to carry me here. I don't know anything.
But you did it, right?
But it's amazing what the Lord does for you.
Yes, exactly. I need to know, when's your anniversary?
May the 16th.
That's her birthday.
I told that's when you said that, I was like, it's the 16th.
Hey, but just thinking about how y'all.
It's a beautiful day, just so y'all know.
Yes, it will be. Yes. But just, those two things, them questions I asked y'all, I want to put those into my work ethic. Like when Buffalo Picker here called me, what you doing? Oh man, I ain't doing too much. What you could be doing? Oh man, you're right. And then my mind triggered. It seemed like he is my Sergeant Slaughter. That's what I call him, my Sergeant Slaughter. He slapped me right in the back of the head with the hey, you could be doing something all the way from Georgia. But I appreciate that. I really do, because I look at that as motivation. Nothing he's trying to do is, hey man, keep your eyes on the prize. You can't get into a funk where you think you didn't got stuff together and got stuff going on where you feel, you didn't did enough, but it's more to do. So that's what I be trying to get from other people on how they juggle their time per se.
Hey, y'all got that echo coming out now.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. That's why I'm checking his phone.
I think time management. Every topic you bring up and we start talking about, I've done a show on in the past, and time management is critical in this business. And I'm terrible at it. I'm the first to say I'm terrible at time management. But it's so easy when you're working for yourself at home or wherever you're working to hey, I'm gonna take an hour off. Well, that hour turns into 2 hours. Well, I'm gonna take half a day off today, and that half a day turns into a full day. I'm gonna take Friday off, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you hadn't got anything done, and it's a Monday. It takes a lot of self-control, and then I'm challenged with that. I'm gonna straight up say I'm challenged with self-control and time management, and it's tough.
Time management stuff for everybody.
Go ahead, Real.
Oh, I just think for me being in ministry and having a family myself, I've got a son and a daughter, and prioritizing and then time management with those priorities. I think sometimes I enjoy the reselling game so much that there's sometimes I spend too much time at this than I do with the family, and the family is the first unit God set up. So I don't want to minimize family, because when you do that, you're going to lose everything else.
Right.
So, prioritizing and time management based on those priorities, I think is where wisdom's found.
Yeah, that's one thing I had to learn when I got into this business. I was in here my first year. I was running so hard because I was basically meeting all my goals, and it's kind of like I was chasing the dream so hard that I was kind of putting my family on the back burner, and I had to learn that you can't do that. You got to have balance. Yeah. And one thing I can say about most people in the military, if you've been in a leadership position and you got to go to the different leadership schools in the military, one thing they teach you in those courses is about time management. And one of the topics we talked about in my advanced leadership course was, have you ever heard of the Eisenhower box? Anybody ever heard of that?
No.
Well, President Eisenhower, he was a 4-star general. Actually a 5-star general. He was a 5-star general. I think he was the last 5-star we had. But he created this system when he was the supreme commander for the military. And what he would do was he would create these 4 boxes in his office. And he would basically, like when the tasks come in, he would prioritize his tasks for the day. Like if it was like thing that he needed to take care of today, he would put it in one box. If it's something he could delegate down to somebody, he would put it in another box. If it wasn't important at all, he would put it in another box. So he had the boxes broken down into 4 categories. And that's basically how he, control his time management management when it came to work production. And he actually took that from the military to the White House. And if you read up on it on YouTube or Google, you basically see, and I use that same system myself. I mean, I prioritize my work by a system that he created back in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they do it. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's something new. Go ahead, box boy.
I mean, he did that with documents, but it don't have to be documents. You can do that with sourcing and listing and whatever else you got to do that break down your work as a reseller. So
yeah, I think sometimes for all of us, just being able to say no to certain things that it was not our best. Delegating.
Right.
If somebody else is better at it than I am, I need to delegate it. I need to let somebody else do it if they're better at it. And if it's not worth my time, we need to throw it away. There are certain times that's the box we need to do. I think I spend more time doing things that I don't need to be doing at all, even though they're not bad. They're just wasting time.
Yeah.
If I could get rid of some of that, I'd have more time to fish, like OSP just said.
and even from a business perspective, you got the whole opportunity cost kind of thing, or opportunity loss cost, whatever you want to call it. When I'm trying to determine what I need to do for the day, where am I going to make the most money off my time spent? Is it outsourcing? Is it over sitting here listing? Is it over here, meeting with people, trying to establish new relationships? It's not just to make a list of what I need to do. I need to look at the big picture and say where I'm going to make the most off my money. Because at the end of the day, that's what I get paid for. I get paid for my time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And time is something you never get back.
Right. And that's basically if it doesn't make money and it's going to take a lot of my time and don't make money, it's going in the box that ain't important. I get to it when I get to it. Maybe 6 months from now, but I get to it. But the things like you say, Craig, if it make money, it makes sense. And that's what I'm focused on as well.
And I think that's the hard part, is taking those items that, you got that shiny object that's supposed to be in that box that you're talking about.
Right.
And you're constantly thinking about it. Well, I need to be doing that. Whether it's money or not, I want to do that.
Right.
Not I need to. I want to do that.
Right. Right. Yep.
A lot of sense right there. Just separate. You got to separate your priorities. What's your number one priority? That's where my mind been going. What's your number one priority? If I keep with my priorities, I know my business gonna grind and rise. If I keep with the priority, I need to be keeping up.
And you need to drill hard.
Yeah, I don't mind the slaughter, man. I don't mind them.
Hey, let's move on to the next topic.
But I think what Dapper Tiger says there is really important too. I mean, we don't need to get burnt out either. I mean, there's times we need to sit down and toss the ball in the yard with a kid, play, go fishing, whatever it is that you can kind of let go. Because sometimes in life, stuff can just pile on us. And the number one priority is to take a break sometimes so that we can effectively do what we need to be doing when we are on the job. So I think the reselling game, we can burn ourselves out really quick, especially doing YouTube, doing everything else. So taking a break is probably wise.
Because it's a big grind. You're doing the same thing every day, over and over again.
I think that was my problem. Really, I'm like, man, I'm listening. I'm taking money down. I'm changing prices. I'm doing this. I'm listening to this. I'm doing. And it was like, man, how much more I'm gonna keep doing the same old thing? But it's a routine that I'm getting more and more used to and feeling good about. Because I could take 3 to 4 hours doing this part of the business right here. Then I could take another 2 hours to be on the computer sourcing for stuff. So it does give me a breakdown. And then I can say, well, I'm going to take me a break for about an hour, go do some lollygagging, talking, or whatever I want to do. But then I hear Sergeant Charlotte call me, cling, what you doing? Then it make me get back to doing what I need to be doing. So
it's all about the system, man. You create a viable system that you can work off. Your system may not work for me. My system may not work for you. But I think you create a viable system. You figure out what's important, what ain't important. And like Rev say, find your time in there where you can spend quality time with family and balance it all out. I mean, it should be good to go. I can say one thing. Once I came out the shadows and started this YouTube thing, it really put a stress on, my reselling, because now my system that I had, I just add another equation into that system. So now it's like my car was running smooth. Now it got a little shaking. So now I got to figure out the shape because something else has been added. Right. And now that I'm getting a grip on that, I mean, it's starting back to be a smooth running, machine. But, this YouTube thing could be a grind all by itself.
Yeah, just trying to keep up with the video making and trying to get good content and trying to be in tune with what everybody else is doing too. I try to keep up with them. Yeah, I try to keep up with everybody because especially people that I have got to know on this platform right here and got to following and stuff. I try to go and support them and try to hear what they got to say, hear what they're doing, and just try to give them just some love. They say hello. You know what I mean? So I definitely, since I'm the one that's at home, because she at work, she ain't paying no attention to us. She's doing her thing, and I say you got to make sure you represent y'all the correct and proper way. So that's what I think. I understand that this is gonna have to be because I don't want to burn out because I enjoy this, so I don't want to burn out. So
adrenaline rush.
Huh?
Adrenaline.
Yeah, and I get that every day. I go to bed thinking about how I'm gonna get something, and I wake up with the same mentality. So it's not like I'm afraid of this or don't want to do this. It's just a simple fact. I want to make sure I prioritize my time for the greater doing of our business. That's what that's my.
Hey, let me give a shout out to the people in the chat.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you all coming out to support the channel. And I want to give a special shout out to Jennifer and everybody else in the chat room that is running the comments. I see y'all working in there. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions or if you want to come on the show, send me a message in my DM, and we'll definitely have spots for people to come on the next show. So once again, thank y'all for coming out to check out our show. And as you can see, we have our special guest tonight is Landshark Picker and Reverend Reseller. I'm pretty sure most of y'all know these guys. So go like and subscribe to their channels, and everybody else that's in the that is a reseller in the chat room. Go ahead and like and subscribe their channels as well. So we're gonna move on to the next talking point, which is are you all as resellers, are you doing any sourcing this weekend, or are you staying at home? And people in the chat room, you can come in as well. I'm gonna blow up your comment.
Well,
good.
Well, honestly, here in Ohio where we're at, pretty much everything is closed down. So if it's going to be sourcing, it's going to be online, unless it's Kroger's or Walmart, because pretty much everything is shut down.
Well, we did some sources. We went out to Ollie's. A brand new Ollie just opened up.
There was a brand new Ollie's that opened today.
Their prices was still kind of high for being brand new. So we did go find some things that I put on my radar. If things don't start working, I'm going to get it regardless, so I can have it. I'm not going to let it slip by because I didn't make good money off the stuff, and I'm still going to try to make me some good money. So I'm not letting it slip by. I'm going to get it. So to answer your question, Buffalo Picker, if we can get out there, I'm a bundle up, wrap up, plastic up, however I got to do it. Go get my few items I want to go get, and I'm coming on back home and disinfecting my family and myself.
But anyways, there's nothing open here, so
yeah, it's kind of it's dead roll.
Can I just say one thing before anybody? I don't mean to change the subject or anything. I haven't seen Callie on here, and I just want to give a shout out to Callie if he's watching. I hope he's doing well and everything's going well for him.
Yep. Hi, Callie. He tried to remember your name the other day on his live show. He couldn't remember. I had to tell him, it's Tanya. We're not from Cleveland. We're from Toledo.
Ohio somewhere. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, though. Okay. But yeah, honestly, we can't really do too much sourcing here.
Yeah, that was my wife, that last comment. I hit the honey hole yesterday in the show and tell time. I'll share something that I purchased there, and I have baseball, basketball cards. There's a few sellers that have hit me up and said, hey, I got something I want to sell. So when they call you, you almost feel obligated to go see what they have. So I found some good deals recently. So I guess I'll keep doing that. But yard sales, thrift stores, not a lot of that's going on in town. So we'll probably stay in and list.
You keeping your social distance?
Yeah, most certainly.
When you meet them, you got the stick out there and you hand it to them, and then you got the bag and you put it over there, you put it in the back, and then you go about your business. Social distancing.
Yeah.
What about you, Craig?
I'm here in the Birmingham area, which is pretty much central Alabama. I live just south of Birmingham in a little small city, but nothing's really started shutting down. I got out to take my wife. Like I said earlier, my wife works at a hospital. I took her to work. Traffic was a little light. I'm not going to just get in the car and go to the thrift store right now is my primary sourcing opportunity. I hit online auctions as well. I haven't had a lot of auction luck lately, but I'm not going to just get in the car and go to a thrift store. My daughter works about 10 minutes away from one of the thrift stores, so I dropped her off earlier and swung back and hit 2 thrift stores on my way home. It was pretty bare, and I'm being pretty selective about what I'm buying right now. But
right,
and I know y'all are big Amazon sellers. That's y'all's primary. It sounds like up top up there. I'm primarily eBay. I sell on Amazon. I do a little bit of retail arbitrage, but I'm not out there pounding the payment, scanning stuff.
Right.
Well, I'm trying to get it how we live anywhere it go. I don't want to be out there, but I just look like we tried to find some different avenues too. So I guess right now it's going to be sourcing online for us.
And with all the online arbitrage tools that are available, you can be just as successful that way.
Okay.
And
I'm getting out. So I'm getting out. I'm going out. I went out today. And I'm going to tell y'all about an item I picked up when we do the show and tell. And I'm going out tomorrow. I already have a couple places that I selected to go to and check out. I'm going to make a video about it. Hopefully, it's not a prank. So, and the estate sales here in the city, they, basically they arranged it where they're going to let, I think, 5 to 10 people in, and you got to sanitize, put the gloves on and stuff. So, I mean, just take precautions. I mean, you got to, you can't, the way I see it is, you can't live in fear, but you got to use common sense as well when you go out.
175.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm going out, see if I can find some eBay stuff, Craig.
Yeah.
And I spotted some good things. Hopefully it's there, and I can just go in, make a deal, pay for it, and leave. So, try to keep my social distance.
Yeah.
And wash your hands.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, my wife.
I know, we know.
OCD, boy, you better not come here and not wash your hands. Yeah.
Man.
So, anybody in the chat going out tomorrow or staying at home?
No, but we have a question out there.
Uh-oh.
Which one?
Dapper has a question. What are the key systems you guys put in place?
Key systems.
Not everybody at once.
Really? Not every. Way to shut down the show.
Key system.
Who is that? Soldier Up. Soldier Up. What? Can you be a little bit more specific when you saying the key systems?
One of the things you can think about along that lines, I don't know if this is what they're talking about or not, is things like a lot of people will keep a spreadsheet of their inventory.
Right.
I've got a spreadsheet.
I do that. Yep.
I'll update it about once a month. A lot of people update theirs every week with, hey, what I paid for an item, a rough idea of what I paid for it, how long it's been sitting, what I got for it. Just depends on if you're doing item level accounting versus a cash in, cash out.
Right.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the kind of thing they're looking for. I always assume somebody's a guy. They, not him.
Hey, Graham, do you sell on Facebook Marketplace?
Some, not just bigger items that I don't feel like selling on eBay, but I'm mostly eBay. Mostly everything I sell is just there. And the reason is time. I probably could learn new platforms, but I sort of have eBay down. And because I've got so many other things going, I just try to focus on one platform. And then stuff that I don't want to unload on eBay, I'll unload on Marketplace. I buy a lot of things. I use Marketplace to source.
Right.
Most
place.
everything.
Yeah. How about you, Landshark? You sell on Facebook Marketplace?
I do, and I've got a little bit further than Rev does. I sell big things there that I can't sell on eBay, but I also cross list as much as I can within reason. I'm not going to list every day. I sell a small percentage of my stuff as clothing. I'm not going to list every shirt over there on Facebook Marketplace. You know, some of my higher dollar vintage clothing sometimes, yes. I sell a lot of exercise equipment over on Facebook Marketplace. Treadmills, ellipticals, recumbent bikes. You'd be amazed at what kind of money you can make with that kind of stuff.
Well, not to cut you off or anything, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but we bought a pallet back in July. And we drove to Indianapolis and bought a pallet, and it had exercise machines on there. It had massage tables. We sold them all on Facebook Marketplace. And you're right. It's a nice.
Off both of those pallets, I just know that it was the profit margin was outrageous because everything
triple or quadrupled
because everything was so big. You know, I never knew about Facebook Marketplace. She the one said, "I'm in this group Facebook Marketplace." I said, "Facebook got a marketplace?" I'm thinking we can go to the store. I'm just telling y'all. I'm like, we can go to the store. And she was like, "No, Facebook Marketplace. You can sell, you can buy." And that's so I started doing my little. I said, "Whoa, okay, they be playing on Facebook Marketplace."
When you mentioned those ellipticals and everything else, we got a few nice things on there on that pallet, and that's what I sold them on was Facebook Marketplace.
I'll give you a little hint, a little bit of knowledge with that kind of stuff. I buy some of that stuff at thrift stores and get it really cheap, but I also source a lot of it on Facebook itself. There's so many things. I'll put a post out there every now and then and say, "Hey, does anybody have any exercise equipment they're not using?" I did that about 6 months ago. I had 3 people said, "Hey, I've got a treadmill. If you want it, just come get it. I'm just wearing it out of my way." So many people just want it gone. They don't use it.
You're right. Yeah, they don't. They get into the big thing of let's exercise, and then every January 1st we're gonna make a resolution. And
Everybody don't want to eat cheeseburgers no more. If I'm not eating no more cheeseburger after New Year's, down. Exercise, eat right, eat vegetables. Get out of here.
February 1st, we're having a big barbecue with cheeseburgers.
I'm gonna put the Dapper Tiger question up here. Kind of elaborated a little bit more, and for Facebook people, eBay people, maybe y'all can elaborate on this question.
What are the core?
This is the first part, and this is the second part.
I don't have any real dark, deep secret systems, whatever you want to call it. I list as often as I can. I do have a little bit of a system on how I run my sales, my promotions, and my promoted listings. It's not just out there I'm promoting everything at X%. I go through phases. A lot of times it depends on how long I've had something, how much I have in an item. The longer I've had it and the smaller amount I have in that item, the higher the percentage of a discount I'm willing to give or take,
Right.
Because in the end, in this business, we should be in the business of moving product.
Right.
If I can move it in a month, and make a 5% return. I'm just using that as an example.
Right.
That's better off than me holding on to it for 6 months and getting a 15% return.
Exactly.
Right.
Whatever that number is,
I always say I don't like looking at it. I hate when I have to keep looking at it. I do whatever I need to do.
Just like you don't hate it.
Right. You know what I mean? I dislike it, as my school teacher said. I dislike it. I don't hate it because I love making money. So I don't hate that. But I just, sometimes I be thinking like, man, this thing ain't moving, man. I done had this for about 4 weeks. I said 4 weeks because that's the shortest time I really want it there. I want it gone at 30 days. If I can get it gone 30 days before 30 days, I'm happy with that. But the longer it seems like I'm keeping stuff, it seems like it's collecting dust, and I don't like that.
Best Offer Queen has a question for you, Landshark, and I do the same thing. So go ahead.
How do I cross list? I have used Vendoo, Vendoo. It is a paid cross listing service. There's several out there that are web based that are like Chrome extensions. I've used Vendoo. Sorry for the dog. Give me a second. God, she is so protective of this house. A leaf can blow in the yard and she'll start barking. But there's several of them. There's List Perfectly. There's Cross Post It. There's several of them that allow you. They're all web based. That you bring in your eBay or your inventory, and you can just push buttons and push them out to things like Macari, Poshmark. I think Bendu or List Perfectly now interfaces with Facebook Marketplace. And then I sell currently on Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Amazon, and Macari.
So to elaborate on that, I'm not sure of those platforms that you're talking about. I don't know what they are, but anyways, I'll research them and look into them. But I do cross post too. So when I list something on eBay, some things, not everything, we will list it on Facebook Marketplace. So I just do it that way. I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, if I'm doing something wrong, but I will list. Honestly, it's only my pottery.
But every time we didn't cross listed those items, though, everyone we didn't cross listed has sold.
Yeah,
so
fast.
I'm like, I don't mind that, but I'm not taking the risk on everything getting cross listed, especially if you don't have but a few items. You can't cross list one item and then one of them gets sold on one platform and you don't take it down, and then you get
you got to make sure you take it down.
It definitely takes some coordination and management.
Right.
The way I look at cross listing, cross posting, whatever you want to call it, is I want as many eyes on my product as possible.
Exactly.
And the more eyes I get on my item, the better chance I have of selling it. It's statistically based,
Right.
And the good thing about the Macari, the Poshmark, the Facebook Marketplace is it costs you nothing to list over there.
Right.
It's just a matter, like we were talking earlier, adjusting. If you get into doing cross posting, cross listing, you just got to make an adjustment into your current flow of what do I need to do to get these over there effectively.
Right.
More eyes on a product, the quicker it's going to sell. So my wife just talked about purging the death pile. When I first started buying, I had I don't know if y'all never do this. Y'all are too pro to do this, but I made some bad buys or some big buys of stuff that I really didn't, that some of the stuff in it I knew would sell and others wouldn't. And it was freeing to me to actually donate some of the stuff that I was just storing. I don't want to collect stuff that either I wasn't going to list or it was going to take me forever to list. I've donated it, given it away just so that death pile can be stuff I'm excited to list. Because I'm not full-time, I don't want to dread listing or trying to sell certain things. I have a garage that's full of stuff, and my wife's in the chat, so I better tell the truth. And I've got a closet that's full of stuff, and then this is my study at home, and I've got some stuff in here. But to me, when space is limited, I think you become a better sourcer. And when you source better, I think you're going to sell better because you'll be sourcing better stuff. You'll be able to list. He talked about the systems, Dapper Tiger, earlier, and that's the best system you got is to pick stuff that you know is going to sell, and you really won't have to worry too much if you're listing good stuff. Right. So that's what I try to do.
Well, we done all had some bad buys, Rev. Don't talk about that. We all up here. We did all have some. Boy, I done had some bad buys. I've been so mad. I just looked at them and like, we just give them away.
Especially when you sourcing for Amazon and you think you got this shiny product, and a week later Amazon show up on the list.
Amazon is the data business.
Amazon don't mind punching you in your head. They don't mind punching. And what the funny thing is, I just to piggyback off what you said, Buffalo. Like you list something, you can sell it. You about to ship it in. You just shipped it in. You come get a ding on your computer. What's this problem? Now you can't sell it no more. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't sell it no more.
Hey, you see that, Rail?
Yeah, I see her. She's gonna have to quit buying all them shoes. I might get me a shoes.
Yeah, we all have made some bad buys. I mean, if you say you haven't made a bad buy, you ain't being honest.
That's true. You ain't really reselling.
What bad buy did we buy? I'm just kidding.
But talking about bad buys, I think the key is I think this is the cheapest education you can get.
That's right.
It's going out there and buying stuff. It's not like you got to go out and get a college degree to do this business. And I'm not down as a college degree or whatever. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying you learn from your mistakes.
Yes, quickest education. You're right.
You go out there and, it used to be a point a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where you could buy a Ralph Lauren polo and make good money on it. You can't do that. I was going through a box that was probably a year and a half, 2 years old of unlisted products. And I pull out 3 just basic Ralph Lauren polos. I'm like, at this point, it's not worth my time, and things change.
Yeah.
You
gotta.
Yeah, the market is fluid, so definitely got to pay attention.
Man,
I got a question for everybody else. If we got a second. Talking along that lines about the market being fluid. How often do you go out? And I'm thinking about eBay. It could apply to Amazon, but not as much. How often do you go back and recomp your eBay items that you have to see if you're within what the market is bearing for those products?
Well, I can say for us, because I'm staying at home doing a lot of things, like a lot of stuff that we got here that we haven't sent. We're not capable to send it to Amazon. I do go back and redo those and look them over and try to see if I can adjust the price, see how much I didn't pay for it, see if I can be flexible in any kind of way with the pricing. So I like I said, I don't want to see it here, so I want to try to get rid of it.
Right.
So I try to do that almost every time I get on that eBay store and look at stuff like like you were saying something about promoting your listings. I try to go in there and do those and promote some of them and see what I can get. I even send, comments to the people that's viewing, that's watching them, that's looking at them. I try to send them a little something. Hey, it's ready. Here go the price drop. I'm trying to do anything to get this stuff going.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think auditing, I think Flip with Chris, he's got a content and he used the word auditing your listings. I think it's good to put your own eyes on your listings. If something hadn't sold in a while or not moving the way you think it should, sometimes the best thing you can do outside of going and physically touching that item, I believe there's something to it. I'll touch something and it'll sell. I don't know if I got the touch or what, but if it's not selling, look at the listing. I mean, it can be something as simple as you've got a number wrong somewhere, or so I think getting back into your store and looking at your stuff. To me, I buy a lot of bulk items. I'll get health and beauty at one of my honey holes that I don't know where it's at, Buffalo Picker. But I'll buy a big bulk, and sometimes I don't list. If I have 200 of them, I may only list 10. Because it gives that sense of urgency to the buyer. And there are times I'll think, well, man, they're not selling. And I'll go and look, and I've already sold out and didn't relist or didn't change my quantity. So I have to do that myself. So I think it's smart to keep your eyes on your own store. We wouldn't run out if it was a storefront and we saw the shelves were empty. We would know real quick we need to start doing something different.
Right. It's your livelihood.
I think that's where the importance of a spreadsheet come in handy too. You can quickly access that spreadsheet and see, when you list that item, how long you had it for, compared to what the market value is on eBay, and then, change your price in accordance. But I mean, for myself, like I said, my eBay store, I have 200 and some items listed, but I have the capability of listing 600 and something. So you can see how far I'm behind with my eBay, because I just been, full throttle on Amazon. But like I said, with this time we in now, I got time to go in and start uploading those listings. So, based off of what we just discussed, I'm definitely going to get back into my spreadsheet and see, the items that I have listed in the store, they competitive prices right now, or they just, back to when I first, listed them over 6 months ago, and, I'm like way out of the ballpark.
Yeah, that's one way that eBay's changed. I started selling on eBay in the late 90s, and back then it was, all the crazy fonts and the curly Q's and all that, and your listing, but it was very much a list it and forget it game back then. If you listed something, it was going to sell. I'm a firm believer now that if you have the right products, at the right price, you'll sell.
Right.
You'll sell.
Mhm.
Those
You're
two
right.
are key.
Yeah, I like eBay. I'm an eBay girl. I like my eBay.
Well,
You like your Amazon.
you know,
I like them both, but I'm really eBay.
well, that's a beautiful
I
thing.
guess because that's where we started, and that's where I learned from, and that was they were good. It was good to us. So I like my eBay.
It was good to us. It's still good.
It's still good to us.
But I'm just saying, I like them all. I want every platform for my stuff to get on them, and I want to sell it all everywhere.
I haven't even looked at. You guys have mentioned Poshmark and Mercari, right? Yeah. I haven't really looked into those.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to take initiative on jumping out the window on one of them platforms real soon, because if it's left up to her, she gonna stay with eBay.
I'm good. I've got my things. I know my eBay, my Amazon, and didn't I earlier talk about change and adapting to change?
Yeah, see, so she finna adapt to this one too, because I think I'm just gonna have to put it on out there, take a little carrot out there, and she'll bite. So
you won't know anything.
What's the question?
Consignments. Has anybody did consignments?
From a it's a ton of stuff you unloaded on me. We did 50-50 after that.
I've known a lot of people to ask. They'll ask me, "Hey, are you willing to sell this for me?" But a lot of times, all they're doing is using me to sell it, and it's hard. So what I try to do is I try to say, "No, I don't really like to do consignments, but I will buy what you have."
Right.
I can buy it at a good price, then I'll try to sell it. But if they are way pricing it, a lot of times people value their stuff way more than eBay does. Right, so I don't. If somebody has a Hot Wheel they want to sell to me for $100, but it only sells for $20. No, I'm not doing consignment at all.
No.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Rev. Yeah. Same with me. I have a lot of family members know I sell on eBay, Amazon, and they be like, can you sell this for me? I'm like, no, I can buy it from you. So if you want to sell it to me, I can buy it from you. Because
we've done it once.
I mean, I think in the long run, you can run into ruining some relationships like that, especially if you're doing it for the wrong person. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can never get them enough a percentage,
Well, we do a protege like that. We do our protege like that.
I just rather do like Rev said, just buy it straight out.
Yeah, that was my thing, T. Honestly, I was like, why don't we just give her the money? You know what I'm saying? And she was always.
It's a girl I work with, and she had some really high-end shoes for sale. And honestly, it was just a pair. And I'm like, we can sell those on eBay. So I did put them on there for her. And long story short, sold them. She was all excited. And now guess who's selling on eBay and doing well? The girl next to me at work. So good for her. I'm excited for her. Yeah. So, I mean, I was happy to do it for her. But, I mean.
I don't want to do it.
We don't do that. No, we don't do the consignment.
No, because that means you dipping in my money. I don't want nobody dipping in my money. No. That's my pet peeve. I do not want nobody dipping in my money. I need to know where this money is going, what it's going for. I don't need to give up 50% of it. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. We didn't give up any. I gave her everything, and just to get her started.
Yeah, she gave her everything. We didn't even get a percentage.
But I just felt like she needed it, and she needed a little boost to get into it and give her the confidence to see. Look what can happen if you sell something.
That's a good deed. I mean,
honestly,
okay. Good deed, no. Good deed, good deed, but just don't make it a habit.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pick and choose the good deeds. Yeah. I mean,
good deed.
That was a good deed.
I would rather inspire someone to see this is what you can do.
And she did
that. And if you're hurting or you don't, open that closet up and look to see what you don't even have to go buy anything. Open your closet for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
And you see how that goes? She
been cooking with fish geeks too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Cooking with fish
first y'all had to fish for her. Now she know how to fish for herself.
Now she fishing and she frying it up in the pan.
Right up, flipping it and bringing it home.
Trying to be like Jordan Weezy. You heard? So they doing big things around there. So but that consignment stuff my way, I'd rather buy it from you. If I can, when it comes to a good price, I'd rather buy it.
And I completely agree. I think there's a lot of risk in consignment. There's a lot of things that the person that's trying to sell the item doesn't think about. They look at eBay and they say, "Oh, this item is selling for $100."
Yeah.
How much of that how much are you gonna pay in fees? How much is it gonna cost to ship the item? Wait, and now eBay wants you to offer 30-day returns.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. It's not just here, go sell it, and I'll give you 50% what it sells for.
Right.
Right.
I think people don't realize how much work it is to list a one-off item. To me, I would rather have 100 of one item and make one listing and it sell for months. But somebody that comes in with a one-off item and it's a lot of work to ship, it's a lot of work to list, it's whatever the item may be, and if you're only getting a percentage of that, it may not even be worth it. If it was not something I'm willing to sell myself, no way would I take a consignment on that. I may buy it and then list it when I want to. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how much work it is to do this free selling game. People hear, "Oh, well, you sell online," like, "Oh, look at you," but it's a lot of work. It's not always easy.
Because you never know how long the item may sit. The item may sit, and then the person that they thinking, then they want some money. They want it now. They thinking it didn't sold, or it might sell, or something didn't sold.
Even after the item sale, it's still not over because the customer still have time to return it.
Correct.
So you don't pay them they 50%. Now you got the item back at your house.
So you didn't get nothing.
You can't go back to them saying I want my 50% back.
Well, thankfully that didn't happen to us, and she's off and running, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
If I ever get approached by some of those kind of situations, I take one of two things, and you mentioned both of them earlier. I'm either flat out just offer to buy the item, or I'm going to turn to him and say, "I will help you set up your store.
Yeah,
I'll show you how to take pictures." It's from the biblical perspective. I'd rather teach you how to fish than hand you a bunch of fish.
Exactly.
And she taught her how to fish. She did. She taught her how to fish.
I mean, you got to help somebody. I mean, she needed the help, and she's doing a beautiful job now, so that's a good thing.
Well, Buffalo Picker paid.
Exactly. So we paid it forward.
He did the same for us. So, but me personally, I got the cock eye. I'm looking at it. Don't you be bringing no stragglers around here trying to get my money. That's how I'm looking like.
This is what I deal with.
Hey, I'm looking at it like, hey,
start feeding them stray cats. They're gonna keep coming back for more food.
But I see she went and started rolling out.
Put that milk out there one time, they're gonna keep coming.
Yeah, but that's what I'm looking at.
No, you always got to try to help somebody.
Yeah.
If you know what, if they're willing to do it, you got to help them. You like you say all the time, Big Time, that you can show everyone and show them how to do it. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Right. Yep, for sure.
And she's been drinking.
And she's been drinking. Yep. So I feel good about that. I'm happy about that.
And we got some other people that we have introduced to this right here, and they often run into. So I can't honestly say that we have paid it forward. And a lot of them, after they didn't got set up, they don't really call us for too much. They just watch us on YouTube. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. And they just watch all y'all and listen to y'all, and they go do their research, and they don't get the call and talking about, can you do this?
It's a beautiful thing to see people prosper. And I mean, if they really want it, they're gonna do good. Yeah. They're gonna fight for it. They're gonna get dedicated and make sure they put a big boy, big girl pants on and tighten them up, strap them boots up, and get to working. And that's what I had to really figure out. Even though when my wife in Buffalo was really and I was just sitting on the fence watching and smiling, seeing the money come in, but I wasn't doing too much work. I go out doing some hustling and sourcing and carrying some bags if I had to, but I wasn't really full hands on. I was behind the scene pushing, motivating. Yeah, you can do it, baby. Keep on doing it. But I had a little sergeant in my ear. What you gonna do? Excellent too.
Exactly.
I had a headphone of people just banging in my head like do. Then I got to realizing this is not bad and it's fun to do. You find something good to sell, man, and you get a good tingly feeling.
It's an adrenaline rush.
You just feel like I want to pop my collar and be like, man, I'm in caught cool. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Thank God, man, for all the blessings He gives us. Every time I wake up in the morning, I say thank you. Absolutely. And every time I go to sleep, I say thank you, and I pray for everybody. You hear me?
Yeah. Let's get into the last part of the show. We're not trying to keep everybody on this Friday night. And that last part of the show is show and tell. So Glass City Pickers, if y'all want to lead it off.
Honestly,
I didn't get anything out for show and tell, so we're gonna let our guests do it.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and throw it. I'll wait till them.
Last week.
Oh, and we just showed that. Let our guests go
Yeah,
first.
let our guests do their thing. Look, they hurry up and got up. Look at them. They got over there. Look at them. They got up at the same time. T, did you see them, Buffalo? They both like,
Yeah.
I
I seen Craig Double OG running back there to get that item.
All right.
Yep.
I got a couple. And this is one I think I talked about it a couple of times on my videos, but a lot of people really don't think about them. You know what this is? Go ahead and shout out. Somebody say something.
I know what it is. It's a plug for the
Look like some for
wireless for what's them blankets Troy got?
for a blanket.
Electric blanket.
Electric
Yeah.
blanket.
You would think that these things would only sell during the winter, and they're not big money, but you can pick these up for about $1 or less. They go for like 15 plus shipping. I listed 2 of these the other day. I paid $3 for 2 of them. I listed 2 of them day before yesterday. I sold 1 of them yesterday for 15 plus shipping.
Wow.
It's just something a lot of people walk by. Either they burn up or people have one they need to replace. A lot of people know about this kind of stuff. I love electronics. I love video games. Just about anything GameCube.
Yeah.
That is so funny because I was thinking we may have to
And
get
Mario.
that out and start playing.
That's Mario Sunshine. I paid
Batman.
these 2. I paid the same price as this, and I'd already taken the stickers off this because I took pictures of it. This is not a very desirable game, but I paid 99 cents for these 4 games.
Man.
I leave it $10 a piece.
At the thrift store. That's probably I think I've got that one listed at 20 or 25. And the Mario Sunshines, I think I have listed at 39. So
Them some nice finds right there.
I can't complain.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. Real, you next.
All right. Here's the first show and tell. This is a metal detector.
Metal detector.
At one of my honey holes, I used to not sell high-priced items just because I was fearful of returns and things such as that. And I sort of have lost that. This is I already sold one of these. I bought this one for $200 and sold it for $640.
Whoa.
And I found another one at the same honey hole. I paid $150 for this one, and hopefully it'll sell for above $500 or $600. So big items like this, man, it's really awesome. And they sell. I had a video. I bought 3 of these, and they all sold within 30 hours.
Whoa.
So if you have a big ticket item that sells really quick, it's not really that much of a gamble. It's like me giving somebody $200 and them giving me my 200 plus 400 back. So it's
Man.
it's hard not to do it. So this is the big gun, OSP.
Hey, sweet.
That was a beautiful thing.
That's bear me right there. That's bear me for real.
Yeah. You got those big ticket items that put you in a whole another bracket by yourself anyway.
Mhm.
Well, that was, and then here is probably what I'm most famous for. I bought these at one of that honey hole that I don't know where it's at. This is Minident. This is toothpaste, and I'd started picking a couple of years ago and went into this place, and they had a few of these on the shelf. I say a few. I saw that when I checked the barcode on the bottom, it said somebody was selling them for $90 some odd, and they were charging $2.14 a piece. I ended up buying 134 of them, and this is the 134th. I sold 133, and I probably made about $8,000 profit off of toothpaste. Woo. So Minident toothpaste is probably my home run. That's why I got it on the shelf behind me. That's my shelf of shame and fame. This is the fame part. But Minident discontinued products, if they don't sell them anymore, there are crazy people out there that'll pay $100 for a box of toothpaste, and I'm happy to sell it to them.
But we ain't gonna call them crazy. We just gonna say they like their teeth white.
That's right.
Discontinued products.
So when y'all buy stuff from like the secondary stores and thrift stores, like, do y'all have an issue with the expiration dates and stuff?
Yeah, I do. I think is really, really good. I know eBay sometimes will, if certain products, I bought filled up my car full of almost out of date medicine. This was just like over the counter stuff. And I paid $42.50 for it and sold them for about $1,500 after it was all said and done. But I did it at like blowout prices, and people were happy to pay for it. But if it goes past that expiration date, I've got some in the garage now, some Move Free. It's a joint supplement. And when they went out of date 2 of 2020, the sales just bottomed off. Wow. So, I'm going to have to donate those to the trash can or wherever you take medicine to. So I really do pay attention to expiration date on medicines. But certain things, I don't know, hand creams and things like that, it may not matter as much. Right. But I would hate to sell medicine to somebody and them come back and say I got sick or something like that. So I stay away from it.
Oh, yeah.
But also, if you're selling that kind of stuff on Amazon, you've really got to adhere to the 90 days that you got.
Yeah. They when you hit the 60-day mark, they'll pull it.
We had some coffee we had bought from
I
Ollie's.
knew you were going to say that.
We had
today when we went to Ollie's.
Yeah, we was looking for the same coffee, but it didn't have that.
It was a tea that I drink myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the price of this. And it was the little K-Cups. It was a fabulous price, but the expiration date was like 24 days away. Yeah, we can't get that. And I had 10% off coupon there. So it would have been a fantastic buy, but the expiration date was.
But we did buy coffee
like
before
24 days.
We did have coffee there before on Amazon, and we made a pretty good profit off of it. And the expiration date was real long.
It was farther out.
It was longer out. So,
but this one, and the store just opened. This Ollie's is a grand opening, and it was literally 24 days away, and it expired. So I'm like, what am I going to do with that?
But we going back to get them little goodies. I said that was like left there today. I'm going back tomorrow, and I'm going to have those. So I just feel like I feel like the price it might have been $1 more. Like she said, we have the 10% off. So I don't mind going to get those things.
Those are going to Amazon?
Yes, they all go to Amazon. They all go to Amazon, man. So I just look like I'm not going to leave them. And we selling them. That's the killing part. I just sold 4 of them this week. I just sold 4 of those things this week we have. So I'm looking like, man, I got to stack them on up. So I think I'm going to go fit. I seen they had about 18 or 19 of them. I'm going to fill them up and buy them all and just put them up.
Yeah, I do like basically what Craig mentioned is once my item with an expiration date hit the 120-day mark at Amazon, I just basically start liquidating. If I'm behind Amazon, I'm going to the buy box and battle Amazon for the buy box and just get rid of it, because it's better to get, like you say, 5% than to get 0, right? Or lose money. So that's basically what I do. I let it stay out there until it hit that 120-day. Because, like I said, once it hit that 60-day, Amazon gonna pull it anyway, and if you don't bring it home, they're gonna quote unquote destroy it. So let me do my show and tell, and we're gonna bring the show to an end. And once again, I want to let everybody out in the audience know that we appreciate you coming out to the show. If you have any questions, make sure you go ahead and put your question in, and we'll have one of the experts, triple OG Landshark Picker, Reverend Resell, answer your question, or the Glass City Pickers. This day show, I'm just here.
Hey, Reverend Run. Hey, Rev, I was gonna call you Reverend Run almost. Well, check this out, Reverend. Yeah, I did. I did call you Reverend Run. Reverend Resell. What's that picture right there in the back?
That Ford.
Yeah.
The Ford.
Up top. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It says genuine parts used here. Okay. It's of course I've rebuilt. I saw all the carburetors I built were genuine Ford parts, and they sell for good money. So that's why I got that sign. Got Hot Wheels, baseball cards, Mountain Dew.
First on race day.
Ford fastest on race day.
First on race day.
That'll work too.
Fixed to repair daily.
What'd he say?
Fixed to repair daily.
You're a Chevy guy or a Dodge.
I've got an F-150 in the driveway.
Oh, yes.
I can't see that good. That's why I asked you. And I just got some readers.
I told him, I said, I know that's a Ford sign right there. I know it is.
It is.
Buffalo, what you got for us?
Okay, so the backstory on what I have is I've been in Craig. Yeah, I go to Facebook Marketplace too to try to find some deals. I've been having a back and forth discussion with this guy that was selling these Barbies, and if you follow me on YouTube, you know that's one of my niche. I go after those Barbies. You see behind me, you know, Barbies everywhere in here. So I was trying to negotiate a price of less than what the person was requesting. They were actually selling the Barbies. It was a total of 11 Barbies that he was selling for $200. And, I was trying to negotiate it down to the lowest price. And basically for 2 weeks, he was like, no, we're not going to drop the price. That's the bottom line price. We're firm on the price. Well, okay, cool. Well, thank you, for your time. So this past Monday, I get a message saying, hey, drop the price down to 170. Are you interested? Well, I was just trying to get him to bring the price down to 175, but he dropped it down to 170. So I was like, hey, I'm definitely interested. Take them off the market. I'm going to buy them from you on Friday. And the reason that I chased these Barbies, I went 45 minutes outside Atlanta to get these Barbies, is because these Barbies are rare. These Barbies are called the World Princess Barbies. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yep, yeah. I had her.
Let me blow the thing up right quick. Sorry about that. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this Barbie right here, and you can do the comps on it. This is the Viking Princess of the Vikings. I had this Barbie last year. I sold this Barbie on Amazon for $90.
Wow.
All of these Barbies sell for high dollar. If you can see this Barbie out, get it. If it's this one or any other, I'm not going to show all of them. I have 11. But they all look in the same. These are, I think they call these the pink label ones.
Dolls of the world.
Yeah. So these, if you see these out there, I get my camera right.
You got it right, big.
Okay. You definitely want to buy them, but the main thing you want to look for is the dog can be as pretty. I'm just saying for Amazon. I'm not talking about the eBay sellers, but for Amazon, the dog can be beautiful, but it's this box damage.
Mm-hmm. Don't
send it into Amazon. You're gonna get it sent back to you, right. Or you're gonna get a bad mark from the customer. Okay. So that's one thing I look for. Is I look for these boxes to be in somewhat pristine condition, and if they are, I buy them. And like I said, these dogs, they are a rarity. You hardly can find people selling them. So I just happen to be going through Facebook Marketplace, found this guy, and he finally dropped the price, and I drove out and got him. So I made $170 investment to make close to $600 and some dollars back off of these Barbies.
Nice. Goodbye.
You turned us on to them.
I had all of those.
Yeah,
the lady down the street had them.
We got them all last year. Yeah.
BP, you said you found that on Facebook Marketplace?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking too now. I'm looking.
Who is that? Red talking? Hey. Is that Red talking? He's the one going through Facebook. Look, Facebook Marketplace.
I'm gonna get out there, and that's all I'm gonna see now. I don't see anything else.
Most of the people that have those Barbies, it be like the grandkids of their grandparents and stuff like that. So that's why they are rarity. I only had 3 sets of those since I've been selling Barbies for 2.5 years. So,
I had some bad buys with Barbies before, so I normally steer away. So it's amazing what we feel comfortable with buying. I probably would have overlooked those items and never have paid attention to them.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. We all have our little bit of knowledge that we know what sells. So that's awesome. Right. Thank you for sharing.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's what's good about getting together with people like this, is sharing that kind of knowledge.
That's right.
Right.
You know?
Right.
We had those sets, those same different sets. I remember when my wife went down to the yard sale and came back and said, I need more money. I said, need more money? I thought you would. And she came back, she said, and did a video of them. and the lady had so many of them. And the first thing I did is hit Buffalo. He said, "You better get all of them." And for what we got them for, man, sent them to this Q4 this past, clean house with them. So they're a rarity, and they some good. They say they sell good. They're a good profit margin. I can tell you that.
Yeah, if you can get your hands on holiday Barbies, or those World Princess Barbies, or any Barbie that has a designer name on it, like Mackie, or I forgot the other lady, Vera Wayne. Yeah, you can get those Barbies. You got some money.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can tell you, I had every one of those. I had every one of Barb Mackie dolls, and those Barb Mackie dolls, I have got between 90 and 110 bucks for the Vera Wayne doll. I got $200 straight out. If you find Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, I meant, any of those old stars from Hollywood. What's the lady I had? Can't think of her name. Now, you might know Craig. She married a princess. She used to be a movie star. She married a princess over in France or somewhere over in Europe. Grace Kelly.
Yeah,
Grace Kelly. I had a Grace Kelly Barbie. I sold that Barbie for $250. I paid $30 for that Barbie. So if you find those out there, and they ain't good. The box is in good condition. Well, a little bit better than good condition, but say close to pristine condition. You want to get it, because people out there still buying those. Even though I have heard, some resellers say the Barbies are dead.
I can tell y'all one thing.
I'm telling you, it's not.
I can tell y'all one thing, man. Just being on this panel with y'all has made my week. I can tell y'all that. Today, this week has been funny. This week has been up and down, but I can tell y'all, even with our show Tuesday, I had a good time. And today, I even had a good time too. So I'd like to tell y'all, thank y'all for coming out here and hanging out with us. The OG.
Wait, I wanted to say thank you too, because I really appreciate everyone coming and joining us and leaving the comments and everything and meeting everybody new. It's great. It's like we got an extended family, and I love it. I really think it's great. Thank you so much.
Extended family, man.
I had to take a call from Mom, so that's why I had to leave. I apologize, but
Mom,
I'm glad that I got to say thank you to everyone, because I appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah,
well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. So let's just go around. Okay, Glass City Pickers, Reverend Resell, you got anything? Last words?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. You said my booking agent. I've got Cajun Roots Reseller. Me and a lot of Josh tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So that's the show for tomorrow. So y'all come hang out with us there.
All right.
Okay.
Sure
Josh,
will. If you can, drop it in your Instagram as well. So
yeah, I will. Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And me and my wife, Nikki T, we want to start. I have like 555 subs, so I don't know how long it'll take to get to that 1,000 mark. But me and my wife are going to start doing lives together soon. So be on the lookout for that. She always, she was sharing a lot in the chat. So we have good banter between the two of us. So we're going to have a little reselling game live with us too. So appreciate you having me on. We'll return the favor one day.
Yes, sir.
Glass City, that's right.
Hey, you can do it. You can do it.
And last but not least, Triple OG, Triple G.
I appreciate y'all having me on. It was a lot of fun. We can cut up and have a good time and throw a little knowledge in there. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. But just get out there, and I always steal from another creator. Pick well and list often.
That's right.
Pick the right items. You list often. It'll pay off.
Right.
And I don't take any credit for that quote. It's not mine.
Right.
That's all right.
Landshark, I didn't mean to put you on the spot when your anniversary was, but I knew when your anniversary was.
Yeah, I'm having to play that number now.
That's cool. I really enjoy it.
I just I want to first off thank our special guest for coming tonight, Craig Landshark Picker, Reverend Resell. I don't feel comfortable calling you David, real. I'm just gonna be honest.
Want anything to late for supper.
So, and Rev Resell, and last but not least, Glass City Pickers. And I want to thank everybody out in the audience that took their time out to come and spend this Friday night with us and see our show. Hopefully, we provided some content that you can use. And if we have any new resellers in the audience, hopefully we provide enough information so that you can make an informed decision if you decide to go into this resale game. And with that being said, still a nation.
Got rings.
Hotty toddy.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.